Welcome back to my park, Movie World. If this is the first time on my channel, here's a brief explanation of what I've been building. I have been building a universal style park inside of Theme Park Tycoon 2 for over a year now. Sadly, a lot of it was built off screen, but we don't really talk about it. Anyway, moving on from that disappointment, I've been building a Harry Potter themed area inside of my park for over a couple months now. So let's continue to finish it. Also, you want to stick around to the end of this video, since what I built in Diagon Alley, as well as what I'm building today, looks really amazing. So, stick to the very end to see the final reveal. As I was building Hogsmeade, I realized that my mind kept getting distracted for some odd reason. This was on the fact that my Diagon Alley was not looking as interesting as it once was. But do I really want to change this? Because my Harry Potter area, as of time of recording this video, is pretty much finished. Fine, I guess I can't get rid of this urge. So, I guess we will add to Diagon Alley in this video. Also, for some odd reason, I cannot stop making buildings in my park. At this point, I don't know why, I'm not getting bored of it. Well, maybe I am, a little. But anyway, in this episode, I'll be extending Diagon Alley with Nocturne Alley. Starting with the outline, I decided to take a huge creative liberty, since the space that I decided to build in is so small. I did not know what I was thinking at the time, but I know I cannot turn back now. Well, actually there's always time to turn back, but I am too invested in finishing this area. Well, starting with the first building, I decided to color it with the roof shingle textures and give it a light gray color. I decided to use the roof shingle textures since the brick textures in this game is really not that good. Moving on to the second building. For the second building, I decided to stick with the darker colors, since this area is supposed to represent a more evil section of Diagon Alley. As I finish coloring the second building, we're going to move on to the windows, which obviously can't be the same as the first building, which is what I'm doing here. Moving on to more of this building, by finishing the windows of the second and third floor. However, it was kind of difficult to place these windows. This is because this building was oddly curved when I built the outline. At this point, it's pretty much the same thing over and over again, and I don't want to bore you in this video. So I'll go off screen and finish all the windows and place the doors down and get back to you once I finish with that. Okay, here's what I've done. I built the alley. I built more windows and doors off screen. Something that I found interesting about my Nocturne Alley is as you exit the alley, you find the dragon right in front of you. The next thing I'll build in Nocturne Alley is the store Borgin and Burke's, which is the store Harry accidentally stumbled into. I'll also build the exit to another coaster that I built in this Harry Potter themed area. This roller coaster is the Hagrid's motorbike, or a representation of that ride. Starting with Borgin and Burke's by putting some wooden walls around the store. As soon as I was done building the walls, I built a counter, which will eventually be where the register will sit. Also, right now, the color is all brown, but don't worry, I'll be changing that right now. Starting with the floors. As I was coloring, I was having trouble deciding if I wanted to do a black colored floor or a dark gray colored floor. Eventually though, I decided to do this grayish colored floor. After I finished coloring the walls, I moved on to the shelves, which is on either side of the store. You may also notice that this is not the actual Borgin and Burke's building, so I had to take another creative liberty, because I didn't have enough room to build it. This is kinda sad, because looking at images online, this building is really cool. At this point, I put some skeletons on the top shelf, which is just the generic skeletons from the game. I also decided to build these containers here, filled with some sort of liquid, to make it look more like a store that sells dark magic. You also may notice by now that I'm using a lot of generic props that you can find in the game to build this store. This is because I'm kind of running low on storage, as you can see here, and I kind of want to build more in this park. Moving on to the opposite side of the store. For the opposite side of the store, I put some crates as well as a barrel on the top shelf. And for the bottom, I put more junk. I don't know why, but for some reason, this barrel took forever to color. Moving on to the bottom, which is the floor. Which, shocking, nothing new, just more junk. I guess the only difference is for this crate, I'll be changing to a chest, which could be used for some sort of dark magic. But I guess you guys can come up with a story of what this chest could be. After I built the handle to the chest, I put some more crates down on top of the chest and put another coffin in the corner. As well as change the colors a little bit. After placing the skull, which is the final detail to the store, we can then move on to the next thing. But first I need to make it look good, because right now it doesn't. So, I'll be back once I do. Moving on to the sign for Borgin and Bird, which is the only interesting sign in this area, so I'll build the rest off screen. A brief explanation of the Borgin and Bird sign is it's a rectangular shaped sign with a frame around it. It's nothing too special, but it is more interesting than the rest of the signs in this area. Now it's time for the exit for Hagrid's motorbike, starting with deleting this light orb. Whoops, never mind, I do need this light orb to be able to see what I am doing. For the exit, I decided to build a fireplace. The reason why I'm building a fireplace for this coaster exit is because this is one of the main ways witches and wizards traveled around the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Also, I thought it would look really cool. Now, to achieve this effect, I decided to use teleporters that we have in this game. Okay, placing detail on this fireplace now, starting with the walls of this interior. Which is not really interior, to be honest. After this, I started putting some decoration for the top of the fireplace. But realizing it is not looking good and backtracking. I decided instead to put these wooden pillars here and use cylindrical pieces at the top for decoration. I was crossing my fingers that this will look better than the original thing that I built. Luckily, it did. I then gave the decoration a color of light gray with a metal texture. Once I'm done with this, I then went and placed the portal down. But I'm going to connect the portal off screen since trying to connect the portal together in this game is such a pain. And definitely you do not want to watch me do that because I struggle at it. Next, I will also do all the little details as well off screen. And I'll get back to you with the final reveal of this Nocturne Alley as well as Diagon Alley, which I did build off screen. Although that is all I have time for this video, I hope you enjoyed the next 20 seconds of the preview that I have for Diagon and Nocturne Alley. So, I guess bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.